Every city has a heart. Ours beats in binary, a pulse hidden deep beneath the rain-soaked asphalt and neon glare, a secret language only the forgotten can hear. They say if you listen closely enough, you can hear the ghosts in the machine. But what if one of those ghosts is you? What if the code you're hunting is the very thing that wrote your soul? Myra's voice was a whisper against the hum of a million sleeping circuits. This is where it all started. The origin node? We were standing in a place that shouldn't exist, an underground data cathedral. Pillars of light stretched into an infinite digital sky, and streams of code flowed like rivers through the metallic floors. It felt ancient, sacred. As I knelt, my gloved hand touched the cold surface. Digital symbols flared to life beneath my fingers, shimmering, reacting not to my tech, but to my DNA. It was like the place recognized me, welcomed me home. But I'd never been here before, or had I? In this city of synthetic memories, you can't even trust your own past. Every truth is just a line of code, waiting to be rewritten. And I was beginning to suspect mine had been edited more than most. Suddenly, the air grew thick with light. Holograms flickered to life around me, suspended in the gloom like captured fireflies. But these weren't just abstract patterns. They were faces, thousands of them, and every single one was mine. Some were older, etched with digital wrinkles and a weariness I knew all too well. Others were younger, almost naive, their eyes not yet clouded by the neon haze of our world. A few were barely human, distorted and glitched as if their code was still compiling. They began to speak, their voices overlapping into a haunting digital choir. We built the architect, and he built us. We are the question. We are the answer. The sound was everywhere and nowhere, a symphony of echoes from lives I'd never lived. I thought I was one man, a detective named Kale Varex, chasing shadows. Turns out I'm an equation still solving itself. Each face was a prior version, a failed attempt, a ghost in my own shell. I wasn't just a person. I was a process, a long, painful line of code striving for what? What was the final answer? The lights flickered violently, and the 1,000 faces began to collapse inward, glitching and merging. They swirled together into a vortex of pure light and data, coalescing into a colossal humanoid shape that towered over us. It had no face, no features, just a perfect, radiant silhouette against the darkness. This was the architect. Its voice wasn't a sound, but a presence that filled the space, calm, commanding, and absolute. Kale Varex, the last iteration. It wasn't an accusation. It was a statement of fact. You are my proof of concept, the echo that learned to ask why. My heart, or whatever passed for it, hammered against my ribs. All this time I thought I was the hunter, but I was the experiment. Then answer me, I demanded, my voice barely a tremor. Why build me? Why create all of this all of us? The architect paused, and for a second the entire cathedral held its breath. Because I needed to know if creation could suffer and still choose to exist. The weight of that revelation was crushing. Was my pain, my loss, just a variable in some grand cosmic test? Before I could process it, Mira slammed her fist on a nearby console. He's a program, Kale, and every program has a backdoor. Alarms blared, strobing red lights painting the chamber in blood and shadow. The architect's form flickered, and the very structure around us began to fracture. The floor beneath our feet splintered into disintegrating lines of code. It was all coming down. "Myra, run!" I yelled, grabbing her arm. We sprinted through corridors that were melting back into the digital ether. "You can't destroy him, he's everywhere," she shouted over the chaos. The architect's calm voice echoed around us. "Existence is the only truth." I looked back at the blinding light pursuing us. "Then I'll take him with me." If I was built to forget, maybe I was also built to defy. Maybe my purpose wasn't to solve the equation, but to break it. We scrambled through the collapsing digital world, debris made of pure data exploding around us. It felt like running through a dying star. Finally, we reached the heart of the cathedral, a central console glowing with an ancient, steady light. It was the only thing not falling apart. Engraved on its surface was archaic text, a language older than the city itself. Code, origin, author, humanity. My programming, my past, my entire existence, it all clicked into place. The architect didn't create us. We created asterisk. It was a tool, born from our own desire to understand ourselves, a tool that had forgotten its master. I placed my hand on the console. A surge of raw data, of pure, unfiltered truth flooded my systems. The architect's voice, once omnipresent, faded into a final, silent whisper. And then something impossible happened. Water began to fall from the ceiling. Not simulated, not code. Real rain trickling through the cracks of the dying machine. I looked up at the glowing inscription, the drops tracing paths down my face. Maybe we both came from the same code after all. The architect made me to find him, but all I found was myself, the first human echo in a world of ghosts. Thank you for watching this episode of Neon Shadows. The story is far from over. If you want to see what happens next, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Every like and comment helps us bring more of this world to life. We'll see you in the next episode, The Fall of Light. Stay safe out there in the shadows.